Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Friday, July 23rd, at 8:25 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 688 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. The latest, Pakistan is latest nation to pass 1M virus cases. Ethiopia-Tigray crisis, new front opens as aid fears grow. U.S. diplomat worried about pandemic, food supply in Korea. Typhoon to bring heavy rains to Taiwan, China over weekend. A man who spent $30 million building a 3-mile wall between the U.S. and Mexico is looking for someone to buy it. In venue fit for head of state, Japan PM seeks Pfizer doses. Western wildfires, crews make progress on huge Oregon blaze. GOP's vaccine push comes with strong words, few actions. Volunteers hunting for Mexico's disappeared become targets. Haitian president's hometown holds funeral amid violence. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Pfizer, PFE, COVID-19 vaccine just 39% effective in halting Delta, Israel says, Bloomberg. And backed Zomato's roaring India debut sets pace for internet startups, Reuters. Kim Kardashian, kids attend Kanye West's Donda album release event amid divorce, report, Fox News. DC shooting, police release footage of suspects fleeing after brazen shooting, Fox News. How to use Nelson Cruz, Barry Bonds and Hank Aaron in the same sentence, ESPN. Sydney's crafty cockatoos master suburban bin diving Australia News, Al Jazeera English. Pegasus spyware, French President Macron changes phone after hack reports, BBC News. The surreal hives of Arkansas nurses fighting COVID-19 inside the hospital and denial on the outside, CNN. Beto O'Rourke Group raises $600,000 for Texas Democrats and D.C., report, Fox News. In historic first, NASA spacecraft maps what lurks below the surface of Mars, CNET. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Ted Cruz's COVID-19 guarantee comes back to haunt him exactly 1 year later. Police launch arson probe into fire at Beyoncé's New Orleans mansion. Tom Brady's joke about Trump was intended for one reason, says Skip Bayless. Stephen Colbert reveals the dumbest new trend among anti-vaxxers. Delta variant will find everybody not immune, Mayo Clinic vaccine expert warns. CDC Director, Delta variant of COVID-19 among most transmissible viruses known. Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene wants Chinese booted for COVID-19, but not a peep about unvaxxed. Stranded baby orca in New Zealand sparks search for his pod. Olympic Committee ends social media photo blackout of athletes taking a knee. 2 people shot in popular The Sea restaurant district. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Police rescue 4 dogs from hot cars. Globetrotters still search for franchise answer. Ex-worker sues company owned by candidate. Crossing guard in coma after COVID diagnosis. MO High Court says Medicaid expansion valid. ATM malfunction takes man's $1,300 in cash. Boy recovering from brain tumor meets his Cardinals hero. Good Samaritan risks life to save baby. Police racial bias audit finds disparities. Man released from prison after 23 years. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. A grizzly bear terrorized a man for days in Alaska. The Coast Guard saw his SOS. Should people who took the COVID-19 vaccine start wearing masks again? Suddenly it's bear season. Why vaccinated people are getting breakthrough infections. Australia's trash parrots invent new skill in suburbs. Old review, they say sun can age you, but this is ridiculous. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Florida homeowner allegedly yells, "Have him die somewhere else" during neighbor's medical emergency. Groundhog Day, why progress on the Hill keeps imploding in endless rerun. Monkeypox in U.S., CDC monitoring 200 people in 27 states, other countries. U.S. Olympic fencer accused of sexual misconduct loses appeal to move into athlete's village. Delta variant, one of the most infectious respiratory viruses I've seen, Walensky. Kim Kardashian, kids attend Kanye West's Donda album release event amid divorce, report. Luke Combs pays funeral costs of 3 Michigan men who died at country music festival. Greg Gutfeld, the media fulfilling prophecy, they keep saying it until it become real. DC shooting, police release footage of suspects fleeing after brazen shooting. Dr. Dre to pay nearly $300K per month in spousal support, report. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Friday, July 23rd. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Many who filed federal tax returns on time or early still don't have refunds. What's the holdup? Family of firefighter Elijah Snow says he was kidnapped, murdered at Cancun Resort. Child tax credit, guide for parents having problems. Video shows gas station attendant beating woman who says she just wanted to use bathroom. Watch, teen takes eagle to the face on high-flying amusement park ride. Joke's on us, Delhi uses its sign to warn drivers of police hiding behind it. Olympics 2021, USWNT vs New Zealand, 5 things to know. Passport processing taking over 4 months, AAA says apply early to secure your trip. Battling boredom, keeping your kids entertained and having fun in the dog days of summer. Nathan Kress on Paramount Plus as iCurly, we were kind of ahead of our time. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Meghan and Harry dig the Oprah interview to press nuclear button. Grand Designs host Kevin MacLeod gets new co-presenter as architect Natasha Huck joins. Tokyo Olympics, protesters gather hours before opening ceremony. New build flats with communal work from home space are just a job. Shocking moment, man leaps from roof of 2-story building in bid to get away from police. Tom Hanks' 33-foot silver bullet Airstream trailer to be sold at auction for around $250K. England fans helped drive up retail sales by 0.5% last month. Sydney's COVID outbreak is declared a national emergency. Brave female rider dons women's skimpy beach volleyball bikini bottoms versus shorts. Fitness influencer reveals blackmail from man demanding naked photos. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. South Korea's chicken joints have their wings clipped by coronavirus surge. Japan's Olympics kick off amid a cascade of disasters. COVID-19 global updates, surging coronavirus cases prompt new restrictions, travel bans in Asia region. Eritrean refugees under attack in Ethiopia's Tigray war. German railway, floods caused $1.5 billion damage to network. A search for villains, as Australia's outbreak grows, so does COVID shaming. Landslides in western India kill 5, while floods trap more. Delta variant outbreak pops travel bubble between Australia and New Zealand. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Tokyo Olympic Games 2020, build up to the opening ceremony, live. Coronavirus live news, Taiwan to ease restrictions, vaccinations rising in U.S. states with high cases. Pelosi wants Americans to know the truth of a Capitol attack, but will we ever really know? Limbo star Amir El Masri, I sat on Omar Sharif's lap, it was like I was with my granddad. Val review, unusual doc offers fractured portrait of an unusual actor. Girlfriends review, a lo-fi indie miracle about love and the city. Mountain of Salt, a COVID commentary from Found Images, in Pictures. ACLU calls for inquiry into Alaska official who wrote racist and anti-Semitic tweets. China floods, thousands trapped without fresh water as rain moves north. Macron to raise issue of Frenchmen on hunger strike in Tokyo over access to his children. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Officials in Michigan County used virus money for bonuses. Giant screen collapses ahead of Rolling Loud Music Festival. Chicago police officer involved in gambling ring sentenced. Texas begins jailing border crossers on trespassing charges. Jurors convict former Georgia insurance chief in $2.50 fraud. Watch, seagull hits girl in face while on amusement park ride. Watch, floodwaters surge into buildings, sweep away cars in China. Congressman among 10 demonstrators arrested at voting rights protest. NFL teams face potential forfeits for COVID-19 outbreaks. CDC advisory panel supports booster vaccines for immunocompromised people. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Man rescued in Alaska after week-long bear attack ordeal. Tokyo prepares to open an Olympics like no other. India's Zomato shares a food delivery app soar 80% on market debut. Tusker rocks shipwrecks graveyard captured in art project. Indonesia, COVID-positive man boards flight disguised as wife. COVID vaccine, 8-week gap seen as sweet spot for Pfizer jab antibodies. Pegasus spyware, French President Macron changes phone after hack reports. Washington shooting, gunman opens fire outside restaurant. Diddy shares fall on reports China is planning penalties. COVID, China rejects WHO plan for second phase of virus origin probe. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Florida, Texas and Missouri account for 40% of new U.S. cases. Italy to require health passes for public activities, COVID-19 updates. 12-year-old Oklahoma boy found dead after participating in TikTok blackout challenge, reports say. Virus inequity, the haves and the have-nots. Today in history for July 23rd. Giant screen collapses ahead of music festival. 14-year-old girl dies after drowning at Ohio water park, safety concerns raised. Weather helps crews gain ground on Oregon wildfire. Justice Department launches 5 gun trafficking strike forces in areas across the U.S. Tamarack fire spreads to Nevada, western wildfires lead to poor air quality across the U.S. NFL pressures players to get vaccinated, states where virus is raging see inoculation uptick, live COVID news. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Democrats in California and D.C. clash over how states' high-speed rail should be powered. Remains of 17-year-old missing in 2018 Montecito mudslide have been found, mother says. 20% of LA County's coronavirus cases in June were among the vaccinated. Why that's not surprising. Body of Nevada athlete found near summit in Yosemite National Park. Brush fire breaks out in Riverside County's Drupa Valley, prompting evacuations. New federal strike force aims to cut inflow of guns to LA and target ghost gun sellers. Even the vaccinated must take precautions as LA coronavirus surge worsens, officials say. UC raises tuition despite student outcry, touting more financial aid and budget stability. They ignited Free Britney. Now Britney's Graham hosts have an investigative Spears podcast. Dixie fire burns more than 100,000 acres while Tamarack fire crosses state lines. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Friday, July 23, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. 2 shots of Pfizer vaccine 88% effective against Delta variant, study. Predatory, Lorna Jane clothing brand fined $5 for false COVID-proof claims about its clothing. London Mayor Sadiq Khan rolls out welcome mat for Hong Kongers, HK $9.6 cent fund to help visa holders settle. The Tokyo Olympic Organizing Committee fired the director of the opening ceremony on Thursday because of a Holocaust joke he made during a comedy show in 1998. Afghan interpreter for U.S. Army was beheaded by Taliban, others fear a similar fate. New Zealand shuts Australia travel bubble as Sydney's COVID outbreak worsens. Wildfires have erupted across the globe, scorching places that rarely burned before, CNN. Dalai Lama's inner circle listed in Pegasus Project data. Among fully vaccinated, breakthrough COVID-19 infections are more common than previously thought. Biden administration says no to allowing Canadians to enter the U.S. U.S. launched overnight airstrikes on the Taliban to support Afghan forces. India revealed to be spying on Dalai Lama's inner circle via Pegasus hacking tool. The Indian government has found itself at the heart of a spyware scandal that has sent seismic waves across the entire political world. More than 300 Indian phone numbers were among nearly 50,000 selected worldwide as being of possible interest to clients of the maker of the spyware. Syria tells Israel it will defend itself by all means after back-to-back strikes. Tommy Robinson, far-right activist ordered to pay $100,000 in damages to Syrian refugee. The next headlines are from Forbes. Call for national emergency in Australia as unrelenting Delta variant surge forces Sydney to tighten lockdown. 19 new Olympic COVID-19 cases reported on opening ceremony day, including 3 foreign athletes. 2020 to GMC Sierra Super Cruise gets automatic overtaking and hands-free towing. Bobby Bowden is poised as ever as the clock runs out on his remarkable life. Star withdraws proposal to merge with billionaire James Packer's Crown. U.S. is far away from the peak of Delta variant, public health expert warns. Will New Mexico's ocean of oil matter in 2040? Lightning's banner night among first-half highlights of 2021 to 2022 NHL schedule. 22 charged in scheme to steal $11 million from business loans to buy luxury cars, jewelry. BTS chart an incredible 16 top 40 albums in Korea this week. The next headlines are from Nature.com. COVID and mass sport events, early studies yield limited insights. DeepMind's AI predicts structures for a vast trove of proteins. A telescope watches as a black hole spews stuff into space. COVID vaccines have higher approval in less affluent countries. 8% of researchers in Dutch survey have falsified or fabricated data. Rubbish rating parrots take lessons from co-conspirators. Highly accurate protein structure prediction for the human proteome. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,720,071,814 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. The last letter from your lover review. Shailene Woodley has an affair to remember. Felicity Jones gets one to forget. Surviving 9/11. Cashett scores raft of global pre-sales on BBC documentary exclusive. Kartik Aryan, Ronnie Screwvala, Hansel Mehta, Harman Bajra team for Captain India exclusive. Jay-Z makes fiery surprise appearance on Kanye West's Donda album. New movies to watch this week: Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe Origins, Old, Val. CBS fires station chiefs in Los Angeles and Chicago following misconduct probe. Sean Penn won't return to work until cast and crew of Watergate series Gaslit get COVID vaccines. HBO Max banks on phenomenal 2022 content slate to offset loss of new Warner Brothers movies. Michael Chernus joins Rachel Weisz in Dead Ringer series at Amazon. Music industry moves. Blink-182 as Travis Barker signs with Warner Chappell Publishing. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Meet the U.S. Olympic flag bearer you've probably never heard of. An Olympic opening ceremony for an Olympics like none other. As Tokyo Olympics begin, what's the same and different compared to past games? The Delta variant will drive a steep rise in U.S. COVID deaths, a new model shows. The NFL warns teams will forfeit games and players won't be paid in COVID outbreaks. Reporter says Washington Post discriminated against her as a sexual assault victim. The gun that killed Billy the Kid is going up for auction. Starting bid, $2 million. Voters prevail in Missouri, 275,000 to gain access to healthcare. Czech Olympic team investigates charter flight after 4 athletes test positive. GOP-controlled state legislatures are taking a sharp right turn, journalist says. The following headlines are from The Week. Jimmy Fallon and Stephen Colbert show COVID's Delta variant isn't the only threat to the Olympics, or the U.S. Pelosi might name more Republicans to January 6th commission. The FBI reportedly received 4,500 tips in its investigation into Brett Kavanaugh. What happened to them remains unclear. CDC reportedly staying the course on its mask guidance. Biden's new sanctions on Cuba are purely symbolic. The NFL's new vaccine guidance could have massive implications. 13 Reasons Why star Tommy Dorfman comes out as transgender. Transitioning has been liberating and clarifying. The myth of woke capital. Where Democrats and Republicans diverge on infrastructure. GOP lawmaker breaks first rule of whataboutism with vaccine complaint. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Actor Emma Galbraith on in-between girl and YT rom-coms matter. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Micrometeorites turn up the surface of Europa. If you want to find life, you'll need to dig down a meter or so. Neutron stars have mountains, they're just a fraction of a millimeter high. These are the news headlines for today, Friday, July 23rd. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Wildfire smoke blankets North American skies. Saturn at opposition August 1st to 2nd, near Jupiter. The next news is from Politico. George Floyd's murder transformed America. When it comes to reopening, income matters more than party. US and Germany have Nord Stream 2 deal, but lack authority to implement it. Manger is named new chief of the U.S. Capitol Police. Mississippi asks Supreme Court to overturn Roe v. Wade. Dems are not particularly pleased with the Senate infrastructure deal, they'll back it anyway. Republican congressman bulldozes cannabis grows of Hmong farmers in California. Major GOP tech critics sought funding from Google. Senate panel backs $25 billion Pentagon budget boost. NFL, COVID outbreaks among unvaccinated players could mean forfeits. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. John Barilaro asked to pass legislation to allow Friendly Geordie's defamation defense. Australian News Live, NSW records 136 new local COVID-19 cases as Victoria records 14 cases, TGA approves Pfizer vaccine for children. Cremation cartel, price of dying rises in Indonesia as virus rages. The Sydney Morning Herald photos of the week, July 22, 2021. Tokyo Olympics in pictures. Exfoliating isn't necessary and other male skincare myths. Risks and benefits of AstraZeneca in state of flux for Sydneysiders. The sweet spot, Pfizer more effective with 8-week gap between doses. PM says nothing light about NSW lockdown after Andrews calls for Sydney Ring of Steel. The 10 Australian swimmers you must know about at the Tokyo Games. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. MarketWatch first take, Intel appears to be feeling the competitive heat from AMD. What's worth streaming, how to watch the Tokyo Olympics for, mostly, free. The moneyest, my aunt and uncle had no children, my cousin, the executor, changed their will to inherit a $400K estate, should we pursue this? The moneyest, I successfully renovated the condo building, my new husband offered to manage my next project, and it all went horribly wrong. The moneyest, my sister co-signed our nephew's student loans for $35,000, when he defaulted, she paid them off, should his parents repay her? Earnings results, Intel says chip shortage could drag into 2023 as outlook barely clears Street View. Flexibility, plans and good vibes are all part of Salesforce's return to office strategy. Earnings results, Snap stock rockets after huge earnings beat, as revenue more than doubles. Earnings results, has the hard seltzer boom gone flat, Boston Beer stock plunges as expected truly sales don't materialize. The New York Post, Manhattan's most expensive listing just hit the market for $169 million, see inside. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Tomsk engineers work on secure satellite communication terminals for Arctic tests. Novartis owes Plexican $178 million in drug patent fight. 3. Bloomberg Law. Split Fed, Circ, revives wire coding patents axed at PTAB, Law 360. IP forecast, Verizon to face Texas jury in wireless row, Law 360. Strategies for in-house counsel to mitigate risk related to intellectual property, JD Supra. Subsequent patenting of different forms of known medical substances in Russia may be curtailed in the future, Lixology. 9 things you might be surprised came from Germany, the local Germany. The USPTO recognizes patent innovation relating to COVID-19, the National Law Review. Why we need a movement to abolish COVID vaccine patents now, nation off change. CATL sues CAB for patent infringement, Panda Italy. The next headlines are from Quartz. How many vaccines is India making? The government has many answers to one question. Nearly 18 months into the pandemic, many Indian households lack basic understanding of COVID-19. Hong Kong's $4.6 billion spending stimulus cannot revive retail without tourists. Will sending its largest ever contingent change India's fortunes at the Olympics? Indians are traveling more than before but hotels are still not making enough money. The pandemic slowed down, but Twitter and Snapchat did not. Blue Origin is still catching up to Elon Musk's SpaceX. Crocs are now mainstream footwear, like it or not. American men did more housework in 2020, but still not as much as women. The Bezos backlash is bigger than Blue Origin's success. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Learning about content moderation from ghosts in virtual reality. Telecom industry spends $320,000 every day lobbying against policies it doesn't like. COVID-19 shows what innovation looks like without patents. Spoiler, it works. Department of Justice makes it official, no gathering of journalists' records during leak investigation. TechDirt is fighting a new lawsuit. Daily Deal, the 2021 complete all-in-one Adobe Creative Cloud Suite course bundle. Florida's new law against blocking roads during protests already being ignored by cops policing protests the governor supports. The government fix for the T-Mobile merger continues to look like a convoluted mess. Court calls BS on cop who claimed he could smell weed in sealed bags in a moving car from his own moving cruiser. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Old. Kate Beckinsale. Donda. Snake Eyes. Selena Gomez. Simone Biles. Nelson Cruz. Full Moon July 2021. Greg Knapp. DeAndre Hopkins. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Russian central bank warns domestic stock exchanges against crypto-related funds. Australia's New South Wales declares national emergency as state enters stricter lockdown following 136 new COVID cases. Pentagon admits it trained 7 of Haiti president's murderers, but denies encouraging assassination. CDC pitches COVID boosters for immunocompromised after Israel suit, as Pfizer jab loses efficacy against Delta infections. Texas lawmaker claims fugitive Dems were exempt from mask rules when they flew to D.C. as they didn't know about COVID-19 surge. Several injured, people flee in panic as dozens of gunshots ring out on busy street in Washington, D.C., videos. Beginning of the end, Biden warns Cuba of looming torrent of sanctions. Hardcore porn proliferates across Washington Post, Teen Vogue, and others after X-rated site takes over video hosting domain. Better late than never, House passes bill against forever chemicals in foot-dragging spectacle, after just one state enacts ban. Texas truckers face charges for smuggling hundreds of migrants, but others just walk across. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Nuclear energy, systemic risk or climate change cure. Volkswagen CEO says EV margin parity with ICE vehicles will be reached in 2 to 3 years. List of UK venues that could mandate vaccine passports already expanding. Transhumanism, immortality, anyone? Taliban boasts control over 90% of Afghan border areas. Victor Davis Hanson, these aren't the Democrats of old. Hundreds of thousands have disappeared, inside China's largest detention center. Critics pan Newsom's new retail crime bill. Sabotage, disrupt, delay, Mossad reportedly planning expanded strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities. Republican hawks want to increase Biden's 2022 military budget by $25 billion. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Nothing left, a catastrophe in Madagascar's famine hit south. El Salvador orders graft arrest of ex-President Sanchez Cerén. India's DNA data law could harm minorities, hurt privacy, experts. Taliban, no one wants a civil war in Afghanistan. Tokyo 2020, Nigara Shaheen on her journey to refugee Olympic team. Sydney's crafty cockatoos master suburban bin diving. Death toll from 2 prison riots in Ecuador climbed to 22. In Herat, ex-Mujahideen commander leads efforts to resist Taliban. Indonesia, raging pandemic offers fertile ground for new variants. How safe are the Tokyo Olympics from COVID-19? The next headlines are from Breitbart. Governor Ivy, it's time to start blaming the unvaccinated folks for COVID surge, they are letting us down. 2 men shot, wounded on Washington, D.C.'s busy 14th Street. Slavit, Biden needs to require unvaccinated workers, students test every day and pay for it. GOP Rep Salazar, Biden's Cuba sanctions won't stop oppression, they need internet in Cuba. Bipartisan anger as Biden administration keeps border with Canada closed. Ratings nightmare, Fox News, MSNBC overshadows CNN's Biden town hall. Ron DeSantis, coronavirus vaccines are saving lives, reducing mortality. Vaccinated patients in Texas account for only 43 of nearly 9,000 deaths since February. Murthy, we've got to take measures to reduce spread and masks and distancing among our most powerful tools to do so in short time. Senator Jim Risch on Biden's eco-terrorist nominee, this attempted murderer should be before a jury. The next headlines are from UPI News. Ontario woman wins lottery jackpot after using same numbers for 5 years. Watch, German Shepherd born without back paws learning to walk with prosthetics. Look, police responding to report of loose alligator in condo building find gold statue. South Carolina angler reels an iPhone lost in the water 8 months earlier. Watch, massive sturgeon jumps out of water in British Columbia River. Watch, girl on Jersey Shore ride collides face first with seagull. Watch, Canadian YouTuber's team creates world's brightest outsized flashlight. Look, plane's landing gear breaks off, hits main golf course. The next headlines are from Odd, Strange and Bizarre Things. Weird fun facts about everyday things. All the salt fun facts you need to know. 5 ways to increase employee productivity. Top tips for buying a new car. Tips for effectively managing your next construction project. Top tips for raising a happy and healthy dog. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Rags to Riche story sees human compassion and social media turn homeless painter into LA's next big artist. Never give up, terrier lost for 290 days after vacation is found thanks to social media. Fisherman thrilled to find rare mellow pearl in his seafood lunch, worth up to $350,000. The running of the goats, NYC Park gets rid of invasive and poison plants with 24 goats enjoying a vacation. Mussels can help filter microplastics out of our oceans without any harm to the mollusks. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Friday, July 23rd. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Influencer sells digital love for 1 million ZL. Americans mock the British heat wave after realizing it's only 88 F. A prominent priest was outed for using Grindr. Experts say it's a warning sign. United flight out of SFO deboarded after teens airdrop photo prank deemed a threat. A defunct video hosting site is flooding New York Magazine, The Washington Post, and other major sites with hardcore porn. MAGA's biggest porn star Brandi Love got kicked out of a conservative conference, and she's pissed. It's not what it looks like, Ottawa man caught with pants down in pony stall. Detroit woman tracks stolen car, drags thief from barbershop by dreads. Mom and her sons moved their opponents in annual artificial cow milking comp. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. What we know about the innumerable planets outside of our solar system. You'll probably have to wait until 2022 for the mini-LED MacBook Air. This is the most important book a speaker-loving audiophile can read. This startup replaces your entire live streaming production crew with AI. DeepMind's protein mapping breakthrough is awesome, but it sure as heck isn't free. US government to space tourists, you're not astronauts. PSA, Amazon, PSN, Airbnb, and half the internet is down. What's the most tech-heavy car on the market? Probably not what you think. One of Jupiter's greatest mysteries may be solved. This travel app makes international travel safe, and a whole lot cheaper. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Martian global dust storm ended winter early in the south. Meet the Martian meteorite hunters. Big data derived tool facilitates closer monitoring of recovery from natural disasters. Missing self contributes to organ rejection after transplantation. Good cholesterol may protect liver. Anatomy of the red planet, Mars quakes reveal interior. Unraveling the knotty problem of the sun's activity. Young workers now value respect over fun perks in the workplace. Early life social connections influence gene expression, stress resilience. Wrapping anodes in 3D carbon nanosheets, the next big thing in lithium battery technology. The next headlines are from Information Week. Blockchain gets real across industries. Why IT should be the next focus of your sustainability efforts. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Friday, July 23rd from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Police pace halls at heated hearing on teaching about racism in Utah classrooms. Man charged with murder more than 2 years after fatal Salt Lake City stabbing. Tough title, Congress should allow the cleanup of Utah Lake. Bagley cartoon, disaster movie. A disturbing shooting, Salt Lake County District Attorney says officer was justified in killing handcuffed man. Utah declares M. Russell Ballard Day in honor of Latter-day Saint Apostle. Lake Powell level about to hit a historic low as West's water crisis deepens. Mike Lee okay with spending funds suspected sex trafficker Gates helped him raise, Robert Gerke says. Utah Symphony will perform at Healing Field ceremony to mark 20th anniversary of 9/11 attacks. Utah Jazz pre-draft workouts have been more mysterious this year. Here's who we know they've worked out so far. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Researchers hid malware inside an AI's neurons and it worked scarily well. Google turns AlphaFold loose on the entire human genome. China plans to build the world's first waterless nuclear reactor. Central Intelligence Agency director says he is escalating efforts to solve Havana Syndrome mystery. Mercedes-Benz to go all-electric by 2030. MITRE updates list of top 25 most dangerous software bugs. Autonomy founder Mike Lynch can be extradited to U.S. Leaked Intel i9-12900K benchmark shows gains over the Ryzen 5950X. California sues Activision Blizzard over unequal pay, sexual harassment. Democratic bill would suspend Section 230 protections when social networks boost anti-vax conspiracies. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Public pressure appears to have made a dent in controversial STL mugshots website. Critical race theory at Center of Education Town Hall Thursday in St. Charles County. A bunch of baloney, Missouri health director sounds off on vaccine conspiracies. Contact to gets answers and action for California woman frustrated with St. Peter's Company. St. Louis City SC supporters travel west to see Sporting KC match, experience MLS firsthand. Therapy dogs return to work at Seidman Cancer Center in St. Louis. Bell Fountain neighbors adds landscaping boulders after drivers dodge street barriers. Authorities recover body of man who went missing in Cahokia Heights Canal. More than 100,000 Missourians register for vaccine incentive program within first day. St. Louis Blues release 2021 to 2022 schedule. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Hear from local parents on both sides of the school mask debate. City will start checking that pandemic-era outdoor setups are up to code. Man suspected of driving high on meth in crash that killed cyclist. Marijuana plans, cocaine and cash seized from North County grow site. Missing mom's parents still fighting for visitation rights with Milite kids. Teen slain near Chicano Park identified. Chula Vista mom Maya Milite's husband named person of interest in her disappearance. Cruise rescue rider, horse that fell into ravine. Resident arrested, hundreds evacuated in retirement home bomb scare. This is the great Californians give Newsom for his response to homelessness, new poll. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Lockheed Martin rolls out first C-130J slated for German Air Force. Germany's Leyfeld refused to supply high-tech equipment to Ukraine. Hellenic Air Force receives first Rafale fighter on order from Dassault Aviation. Bundeswehr to receive laser light modules from Rheinmetall. Russia's new checkmate ripped from Northrop's low-cost fighter concept. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. The Chinese Communist Party, made, partly, in Japan. China rejects WHO plan for Wuhan lab audits, suggests COVID origins study continue in other countries. The extraordinary rise of China's pet industry. On a dry spreadsheet, lives to be saved, how a collaborative document helped flood rescue efforts in Zhengzhou. How to understand Chinese politics through data. China's complicated relationship with LGBTQ+ rights. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Friday, July 23, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Dine and Dish, the French laundry star chef, Thomas Keller. Police search for driver who hit 88-year-old woman in San Francisco. Burglars hit vintage toy store in San Francisco's Inner Richmond again. Oakland restaurant owner to require proof of vaccination as COVID cases surge. Businesses aiding search for missing runner in Pleasanton. COVID-19 hospitalizations increasing across the Bay Area. Here is how much SF is considering to spend on trash can prototypes. Stanford reports 7 fully vaccinated students test positive for COVID-19. Body found in San Pablo Bay believed to be missing teen, officials. California ed to speed up unemployment benefits, adopt pay now policy. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Kim earns 5th straight win on birthday, Cards beat Cubs 3-2. Fit Elliott feeds off motivation from Cowboys 2020 downer. Police, man defrauded Chinese pop singer in sex scandal. Rays rally past tribe after trading for slugger Nelson Cruz. Washington Post reporter sues paper for discrimination. Police seek 3 charged with murder in West Dundee road rage attack that killed a man. Crowd protests Arlington Heights Board's decision not to fly Pride, Juneteenth flags. Naperville police topped suburbs in DUI arrests last year, survey says. Chicago cop sentenced for rolling gambling ring. Cook County Board of Review member accused of flagrant nepotism. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Where are the resident orca whales in WA? Researchers mark 100 days without J-pod in the Salish Sea. Destroying American communities, residents of Point Roberts, WA blast feds over border decision. After pandemic delay, Washington's plastic bag ban to go into effect on October 1st. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Orange alert for tropical cyclone Sempaka 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 2.202 million. Orange alert for tropical cyclone IN.FA 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 12.876 million. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.5 m, depth 10 km, in Svalbard and Jan Mayen July 23, 2021, 4:05 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in Brazil. Drought is ongoing in United States. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Russia, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Angola. Drought is ongoing in Burundi, Democratic Republic of Congo, Rwanda, Uganda. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Friday, July 23rd in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. CA sues video game developers behind Call of Duty, Overwatch, alleging frat boy culture. 1 dead, 3 injured in shooting at bar in North Houston. 13 investigates, do your job, brother of murder victim waiting years for trial tells courts. Pregnant mom in Houston struggling to escape effects of COVID. Texas power grid has sufficient generation this summer, ERCOT claims. Homeowner shoots man in front driveway, HPD says. Evacuation order lifted, roads reopen after Dow's chemical plant leak in LaPorte. Teenage, gun-pointing suspect charged after road rage incident on Katy Freeway. Younger people now make up more hospitalizations in Houston, doctors say. Man accused of stealing women's underwear had previous conviction. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Taiwan strives to reach 25% inoculation with another 36 million Moderna vaccine doses. The latest, South Korea's Insen sets Olympic archery record. At least 100 U.S. athletes unvaccinated as Olympics begin. 30, Taiwanese unearths luxurious McDonald's menu from 30 years ago. The latest, Tokyo protesters demand Olympics cancellation. To reach a peace deal, Taliban say Afghan president must go. Big Ten says schools will decide on COVID-19 protocols. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. NYPD sergeant charged with assault, attempted assault during 2 arrests. Extra, have you had a seagull fly in your face while on an amusement park ride? Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. Tragedy of Macbeth, starring Denzel Washington and Frances McDormand, to open 2021 New York Film Festival. As worries persist over Harlem lawmakers' health, elected leaders stay mum. What I learned volunteering for the MTA Mask Force. Early edition, there's an escaped bull on the loose on Long Island. New York City's outdated flood maps leave thousands at risk for disaster bills. In the push to lease Manhattan office space, B stands for better deals. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Need for the creation of a real national public health system in Nepal. Water-related hazards dominate list of 10 most destructive disasters. It's time to reopen primary schools in India. Rwandan farmers pin hopes on new tech to tackle food losses. Tigray, as famine looms, first WFP humanitarian flight arrives. COVID-19, Africa third wave not yet over, while vaccine inequity threatens all. FAO head urges G20 to invest in a healthy planet for healthy food. Revealed, inequalities persist in HIV prevention, child treatment services. We can prevent the bankruptcy of the sacred, dare we try? The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. U.S. government seeks harshest sentence ever in leak case against drone whistleblower. U.S. life expectancy in 2020 saw biggest drop since World War II. Australian MP says unvaccinated people need to be controlled and restricted. Democrat who featured in infamous maskless flight pic calls for universal mask wearing. Israel wants U.S. states to enforce anti-BDS laws against Ben & Jerry's. Massive internet outage, FedEx, Delta and McDonald's go down. Apple to install vaccine passport feature on all iPhones. YouTube deletes 15 videos from Brazilian President Bolsonaro's channel for COVID misinformation. Russia and Germany win war over Nord Stream 2. Israel's entryism and the campaign to create a binational security state. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Did Macron say this about the unvaccinated? Priest outed via Grindr app highlights rampant data tracking. Viral video showcases massive draft horse. Did a University of North Texas, mug spell a vulgar word? Did 45k people die within 3 days of getting COVID vaccine? What is a COVID-19 vaccine breakthrough case? Is Dubai creating rain to battle the heat? Pelosi says deadly serious January 6th probe to go on without GOP. Vaccinations rise in some states with soaring infections. Scam alert, Publix 90th anniversary $3,000 gift card. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Fact-checking Biden CNN town hall. Fauci and Paul, round 2. Viral posts lift bogus quarantine story from satire site. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Seth Meyers mocks Marjorie Taylor Greene's vaccine excuse. Hannity makes vax stance very clear, I never told anyone to get a vaccine. The NFL's COVID plan pisses off anti-vaccine players, but it just might work. Japan's royalty ditches Olympics opening ceremony in epic snub. Texas 10-year-old in viral abuse video vanishes. Police investigating potential arson at Beyonce and Jay-Z's New Orleans home. Avenatti grills paraplegic client he allegedly stole from, did you appreciate me? The top athletic wear sales from Adidas, Nike, and more. Making pasta just got even easier thanks to this Amazon sale. FBI admits it got 4,500 tips on Brett Kavanaugh, then punted them to Trump team. The next headlines are from the New York Post. How to watch the Summer Olympics opening ceremony on Peacock, NBC, and more. San Francisco might spend $20,000 per trash can to block garbage scavengers. Police, man defrauded Chinese pop singer Chris Wu in sex scandal. Yankees cannot keep surviving these bullpen blow-ups. Yankees feeling comfortable with Gary Sanchez-Jarrett Cole pairing. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. The sky this week, enjoy July's buck moon. Why Gil Scott-Heron's Whitey on the Moon still feels relevant today. Snapshot Juno sails by Jupiter and Ganymede. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. CDC warns of pivotal point in pandemic as Delta variant fuels spike in COVID cases. Fauci says NFL sending a very strong signal with COVID rules. Why fully vaccinated people get breakthrough COVID infections. Biden predicts full FDA vaccine approval by this fall. It's so hot in Dubai that the government is artificially creating rain. Water risks may soon start to drain profits, companies report. July's full buck moon rises this week, and it may appear red. NASA shares epic image of moon shadow during solar eclipse. Western wildfires spreading smoke to Canada and New York. COVID deaths could spike as the Delta variant fuels summer surge, CDC says. The following headlines are from alienUFOsightings.com. This man claims he is a time traveler and met his own self in 2042. He shows a video of this event. Video. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Butts force shutdown of emergency U.S. passport application system. Cuomo's lawyer slams lawmaker leading impeachment probe for flagging AIDS tweets. New Orleans police investigating possible arson at Beyonce and Jay-Z's home. CBS cans Los Angeles and Chicago station bosses after misconduct investigation. C. Goldberg slaps teen in face on amusement park ride going 75 miles per hour. Woman comes home to strange man wearing her clothes and cooking dinner. Michigan officials used virus relief money for bonuses. Worker fired because he wouldn't get fingerprinted due to religious reasons, lawsuit. Chimps documented attacking and killing gorillas in the wild for the first time, study. Tennessee lawmakers vote to remove bust of former KKK leader Nathan Bedford Forrest from state capitol. The following headlines are from military.com. Ex-airman, guilt over drone strikes prompted me to leak secrets. Senate defense bill would require women to register for the draft. Senate committee reaches deal on prosecution decisions for most felonies. Pelosi says deadly serious January 6 probe to go without GOP. Senate defense bill would add $2 billion for shipbuilding, including another destroyer. U.S. to discuss troop withdrawal with Iraqi officials. Insul sought Fort Benning training in plot to slaughter women at an Ohio school, feds say. U.S. launched several airstrikes in support of Afghan forces. Cuba, U.S. protest narrative paving way for military incursion. Special Operations Command eyes 4 squadrons of armed Overwatch aircraft. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. People tour one of Prescribed's cannabis cultivation centers. Cook County elected official defends hiring her cousin as her chief of staff. CPS will require masks for all students and teachers inside schools, regardless of vaccination status. Attorney General Merrick Garland visits Chicago and says feds are targeting gun trafficking in cities that are really suffering. At least 7 party bus riders, 1 bystander wounded in Old Town Triangle in one of 3 mass shootings. Man killed in shooting in Woodlawn. Chicago mothers who've lost children. Corrections and clarifications. The Spin, Attorney General Merrick Garland arrives in Chicago as city grapples with 3 mass shootings. City Council mulls sports betting at Wrigley Field, Soldier Field, etc. All. Patrick Daley Thompson gets trial date. Watch live, Mayor Lightfoot, Superintendent Brown hold news conference. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Meet the Martian meteorite hunters. Martian global dust storm ended winter early in the south. Shedding light on the dark side of firm lobbying. Southeastern U.S. herbaria digitized 3 million specimens, now freely available online. University of California Regents approve rare tuition hike. Study, young workers now value respect over fun perks in the workplace. New tests can detect tiny but toxic particles of coal ash in soil. Surrey builds AI to find anti-aging chemical compounds. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Friday, July 23rd, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Drought in the western United States sets a 122-year record. The future of space-based quantum technology. Why people become overwhelmed by conspiracy theories, and how to help them. The view from space as wildfire smoke smothers large swaths of North America. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Bangkok closes public spaces as virus surges in Thailand. Leading off, Cruise traded to Rays, White Sox vs. Brewers. Dozens of pro boxers to take their swings at Olympic gold. UK seeks to avert shortages with COVID tests for food staff. Asian markets mixed after modest gains on Wall Street. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Dear Abby, what's wrong with calling a woman dear? Sean Mania strikes out career-high 13 in Oakland's victory over Seattle. Dixie Fire now California's largest wildfire of the season. Today's Google Doodle is an Olympic-inspired video game and it's amazing. SF Giants rally in dramatic fashion, beat Dodgers, Johnson with another ninth-inning comeback. 3 quick thoughts on July's Big A Play Live Showcase. Richmond, body recovered at Point Pinole believed to be missing teen. Parent groups sue state over school mask mandate. Stanford reports 7 COVID cases in vaccinated students. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Bob Dole, I'm sort of trumped out. Cedar Park Assembly of God wins abortion coverage case. Superbug outbreaks of Candida auris spread in Dallas Hospital, D.C. nursing home. FBI release on handling of Kavanaugh investigation sparks new questions from Dems. Glenn Youngkin slashed tax bill by designating home and agricultural property. Peter DeFazio threatens to wreck infrastructure bill unless demands are met. U.S. charges Chinese covert police operatives for illegal dissident hunt. Candace Owens lawsuit over Facebook fact-checks tossed by judge. Afghan losses, Haiti killings spark new questions about U.S. foreign military training. Jen Psaki insists there is no change to mask guidance. The next headlines are from The Intercept. 8 months later, a vigilante shooting over a Trump sign divides Topeka. Minnesota police expected pipeline budget boost to fund new weapons. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Friday, July 23rd, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. OncoTarget, FGR annulment in retinoic differentiation and G0 arrest of non-APL AML cells. Scientists come up with new method for simultaneous processing of different types of waste. Longer stays in refugee camps increase cases of acute mental illness. Advanced bladder cancers respond to immunotherapy regardless of gene mutation status. NTU Singapore scientists develop tougher, safer bicycle helmets using the new plastic material. Land repair vital for survival. Untwisting DNA reveals new force that shapes genomes. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Kanye West lets new songs do the talking at Donda listening party. Horoscope for Friday, July 23rd, 2021. Chris Bryant, right hamstring fatigue, feeling better after day off. Man shot during argument over vehicle crash on West Side, 1 in custody. Former Van Dyke lawyer's brief tenure on county panel sparks clash over nepotism, bullying, Good Ol' Boys Network. Anthony Rizzo searching for answers as mid-season funk rolls on. Things to do in Chicago for theater and dance fans. Immigration laws changing, but Crystal Lake man slipped through the cracks. When it comes to race problems, can national solidarity be our solution? GOP Illinois Rep. Adam Kinzinger in play for Speaker Pelosi appointment to the January 6 panel. The next headlines are from the Times of India. My target is gold at Tokyo Olympics, Ravi Dehaya. MG1 SUV teased, global reveal on July 30th. Xi Jinping makes an unannounced visit to Tibet. TMC-MP suspended from RS for snatching papers from IT minister. Sid who takes charge, says every Congress worker is now party president in Punjab. My phone was tapped, Rahul Gandhi. Punjab, 3 Congress workers killed in road accident in Moga. Social media posts that went viral after Kundra's arrest. Vaccinated people less likely to spread COVID, study. SC dismisses plea for correction in AGR calculation. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Friday, July 23, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Openings and closings, Phobin now at Finn Hall, Trash Panda next week. Deshaun Watson spotted taking pictures with fans in New York City. Home of the Brave, Corey Quinn celebrates his latest vinyl release. 2021 Heisman odds have a ton of local Houston intrigue. Best bets, 18 birthdays, Orphea, and a Friday night concert. Upcoming Houston food events, Kadarabada brings back its epic omakase. Specialty Records celebrates 75 years of rock history. The next headlines are about world records making news. Team designs world's brightest flashlight. Video shows how it was created. Hindustan Times. Olympics Athletics USA pole vaulter Kendricks hopes to raise game to beat rival Duplantis. Reuters. Jalandhar can seek world record for 124-year-old woman. The Tribune. World record women's 4,100. Definitely. Sharon lead stories. Jamaica Gleaner. School record 22 Wildcats go for the gold in Tokyo, UK now. Chatting with Kendra Keeney Harrison, American world record holder in the women's 100-meter hurdles, Digital Journal. Call of Duty Zombies player may set world record at nearly 700 round, Screen Rant. World record, what's the fastest men's freestyle swimming time for every distance, fan-sided. This 63-year-old is on her way to set a deadlifting world record in Sweden, Gainesville Times. Japan breaks world record for fastest internet speed, Freethink. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Dungeons & Dragons' new Drizzt books will work to combat the Drow's racist past. OnePlus AirPods Pro clone might be a solid ANC alternative. Senators put Section 230 in the crosshairs in battle over COVID-19 misinformation. A porn site Whatvid, and now there's porn on the Washington Post, HuffPost, and more. Notorious wildfire causing power company PG&E to finally bury some of its power lines. David S. Goyer shares his honest opinions on DC superhero adaptations. What to know about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine and the Delta variant. You can blame a typo for locking you out of your Chromebook. Here are the 12 best iPhone photos of 2021, and the winner was shot on an iPhone 7. YouTube deletes videos from President hiccups. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Jarrah in Kuwait at 124.52 degrees Fahrenheit or 51.4 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Vostok in Antarctica at minus 102.1 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 74.5 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Snake Eyes film review, more like G.I. No. Get vaccinated, take Delta seriously, U.S. experts plead as cases skyrocket. Judges reject Viasat's plea to stop SpaceX Starlink satellite launches. Cassia gets master decryptor to help customers still suffering from our evil attack. Latest Dune trailer gives us our best look yet at Denis Villeneuve's epic film. iPadOS 14.7 and macOS Big Sur 11.5 come with plenty of bug fixes and security updates. Today's massive internet outage comes courtesy of Akamai Edge DNS. Google pushed a one-character typo to production, breaking Chrome OS devices. AT&T nightmare, woman had to wait 3+ months for broadband at new home. Playdate preview, you won't believe how fun this dorky, $179 game system is. The following headlines are from Raw Story. DC Insider, Kevin McCarthy was a pathetic glob of protoplasm during January 6th insurrection. Nancy Pelosi's hometown newspaper says she should have gone further to protect January 6th commission. Here's how DC media got punked by Kevin McCarthy on the January 6th commission. GOP burned to the ground by MSNBC host, Republicans used to be afraid of shame. Republicans invoke policy secession to nullify Biden's victory in GOP states, analysis. Linwood is on the verge of blowing off a key deadline set by Michigan judge, and could get hit by major sanctions. Sean Hannity furiously backtracks and denies he pushed his followers to get vaccinated. Proud Boys ally posts purported letter from jailed leader who whines about soy-based prison food making him weak. Watch, Ted Cruz has his own words thrown back in his face for being astoundingly wrong on pandemic. Multiple people shot in Washington, D.C. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Republicans suddenly want you to get vaccinated. They hope you listen to their Pelosi bashing more. Today it's critical race theory. 200 years ago it was abolitionist literature. Hollywood loves rape revenge plots, but what story are they really telling? A postal worker filed 3 OSHA complaints about COVID protections. She got 6 weeks in the hospital instead. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. 12 Bytes by Jeanette Winterson review, how we got here and where we might go next, The Guardian. Astrophysicist outlines plans for the gravitational wave observatory on the moon, Science Daily. Introducing Food Tank's new interactive musical, Wekane Toddins, Food Tank, Food Tank. Thousands of stars view Earth as a transiting exoplanet, EOS. In media res, space business, quartz. From the archives, Internet was once sure St. Pete Pier was site of UFO landing, Tampa Bay Times. Vox Populi, humans haven't learned how to associate with the living ocean. The Asahi Shimbun, breaking news, Japan News and Analysis, Asahi Shimbun. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Preclinical study finds success in reversing age-related memory loss, new atlas. Math ability is determined by two key neurotransmitters, study suggests, IFL science. Neuromorphic computing and neurons spike for speedy AI, analytics insight. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. Comment, taking a leaf out of nature's book at L'Occitane en Provence, the Moody DeWitt Report, the Moody DeWitt Report. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Friday, July 23, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Friday, July 23rd, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News.8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News.8. All rights reserved.